What's up guys, this is Tomer from sourcingmonster.com and welcome to another video. I'm very excited about today's video. It's going to be an in-depth tutorial on how to successfully source products from Alibaba. The same processes that me and my team are using to source products successfully for the last 2.5 years and help me to scale my business to 7 figures. Now, before I'm moving into the video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you click the notification bell so for every new video that I upload related to Amazon FBA and e-commerce, you can get yourself notified. Now let's start with the video. Okay, so first and foremost, what is Alibaba at all? So for those of you that don't really use Alibaba or don't know about Alibaba, let me read you the description that is showing on Alibaba. I'm sorry, on Wikipedia for Alibaba. So Alibaba Group Holding Limited, also known as Alibaba Group, and Alibaba is a Chinese multinational technology company specializing in e-commerce, retail, internet, and technology, founded on 28th of June 1999. The company provides consumer to consumer and business to consumer. It's really generic, description about the company, who founded it, when it was founded. But in simple words, it's a platform that allows and connecting factories and suppliers and sourcing agents in China, mainly in China, not just in China, to buyers, private label buyers like me, Amazon sellers, and many other fields and categories. So we, Amazon sellers, as Amazon sellers, we, myself and my team, we find products on Alibaba and we communicate directly with suppliers and factories there. What are the common problems that people are encountering when they source products on Alibaba? The first one is payment scams. So people could pay someone on Alibaba and they can get themselves scammed. So I'll show you later on when we search for suppliers how and what kind of things you can make sure to have before you place an order to really ensuring that you're not dealing with scammers and you are safe and secure with your transaction and order. The final product is not the same with the sample of product. So sometimes what happened is that when you order samples from the factory, it's all good and the quality is perfect and it's matching to your vision and what you thought or the improvements that you made. And then when you actually produce the mass production order, not you, the factory, then and the items coming to Amazon or to yourself, you see that it's a different story. So I'll show how to prevent this, what you can take in what kind of procedures you can have to make sure that the inspection that you do is thorough and serious, so they cannot really give you different qualities. More additional charges that appears after the initial quote. So with that, it's not really common, but it happens sometimes, and it's important to set expectations and to have everything written before you place the order. Time is wasted in communicating to incompetent suppliers. So I'll show you how to save time, how to really make sure that you're contacting only serious factories and legit suppliers or pages on Alibaba. So if you're one of those individuals who is currently having problems, as I mentioned, or plans to source in Alibaba in the future, make sure that again that you stay tuned, that you watch the entire video. I'm sure that you can take one thing from this video and implement it in your business and improve it. That's what we're all about, right? Improving every day, little by little, to reach our goals. So first of all, how to search products on Alibaba. So I'll show you with this example that I like to use, hairbrush. So let's go to Alibaba and let's try to find some hairbrush, right? So usually we'll go to Amazon first and let's put hairbrush. And we decided that we want this specific bamboo kind of hairbrush, or you know what, this one, which is called Crave Naturals, that's the brand name. Glide through detangling, so detangling brush, I would say. So I can go here and put the detangling brush. And at first glance, I don't see the one that I'm interested in, the one that is similar to this supplier. So what we can do is we can go here and we can take the picture, save as in the computer, download here, and we can search by image, okay? You can go here. Here you can click on the image icon and search by image, upload image, and then it will try to find it by image. Okay, very good. So already the results, as you can see, that we got here much better than the ones before. Another trick that I can share with you is that when you browse for an item but you don't see a lot of other search results from other suppliers, you can actually open the item and then scroll down to the bottom, and you should see some suppliers popular products or related items. Sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it will show the related items from other suppliers. So it's a good way to find or expand your search. Okay, so I will tell you how I analyze it, but still now knowing where and how to search. So the importance of filter is very important. I'll show you now what kind of filters I put here when I search for a product. So let's go back to the hairbrush example, search by keyword. And then what I like to do is always to choose the trade assurance. Why I like to choose the trade assurance? The trade assurance is basically covering you, and we'll click on it. It's protecting you from, let's read it, Alibaba trade assurance. But here they give you some explanation about it, but it's a very serious and great program that protects your order from scammers. So that will really help you with the first problem that people get scammed. And when you have issue, and from my experience, I had two orders out of hundreds of orders that I had problems with. And what I did is I did contact Alibaba one time with one order actually, and the suppliers really freaked out. That shows you how power Alibaba have with suppliers and how much leverage you will have if you use the trade assurance. But if you don't use the trade assurance, you will be out. You don't really have any leverage on them, or if you pay with wire transfer. So make sure that you always choose this filter of the trade assurance. Okay. Second thing that I like to do is I like to choose China and Hong Kong only, mainly China. As far as certifications, I don't really choose anything unless it's specific category that I need to do, but this is something that I will ask suppliers and factories afterwards, after the initial contact. But these are the simple filters that I use. Again, the more filters that you will have, the less suppliers that you will show. So if, for example, you choose all the filters, pricing and all of that, but you don't see enough results, you want to really remove some of the filters, expand your search, and have more suppliers showing. But at any given point, I will never really like remove this unless I can't really find anything, and then I will remove it. But still, when I negotiate with the supplier, I will ask them, do you have a trade insurance profile that you can put the order on? Or at least if you don't, pay with PayPal, so I have like the PayPal protection. Okay, so that's basically the steps that we do. Step two, how to identify potential suppliers. Know the meaning behind their company name. So it's important to know who you are dealing with. Once you know who you are dealing with, you know some things that will help you later, how much more you can squeeze and stretch them with pricing, what kind of modifications that they can do. Usually, if you're dealing with sourcing with the trading company, and let's check this is top sponsored listing, so I will move on. So this one, as you can see, let's open the listing and let's open this one. But this one, the name Ningbo Purely Imp Exp. So if this is a factory, and I'll show you how I spot trading companies, and there is nothing wrong with trading companies. It's just that with trading companies, it will be harder to make modifications, and the customer service usually that they give is much worse than dealing directly with a factory. But let's open again the company name, and let's see what kind of products they're selling. So Ningbo Purely Imp Exp Co Ltd, your personal care expert. So they are marketing themselves as personal care experts. And If there are a factory that specialize in hair, that's a good thing. That's something that you want to make sure that you deal with the factory itself, or at least a company that specializes in this category. Because if they sell million of items, different categories, they're not really expert in anything. So if you decide to source hairbrush, make sure that you source it from a company and a profile on Alibaba that really makes sense, that that's what they do, that's their expertise. Okay, they also show some pictures of their booth, of their certificates, and it looks like it's a company that I definitely want to talk with. At the same time, this is the same brand. Okay, this one, hairdressing. So this company looks like they do the same thing. They also show you like pictures of their factory, which is amazing. I didn't like really the building. It looks like it's really going to fall, but it looks like that's their expertise. So I'm gonna try to find another company that is like um more like trading company. Like I think this one. Yeah, okay, perfect. So this is a trading company because as you can see, they have a generic name. They don't really, and if you open their profile, they sell everything from sprayers to many different items like nano sprayer, magnet watch, mirrors, neck papers. They do so many things, and it's because they are a trading company that work with many factories and they are listing their items. And again, there is nothing wrong with those people. It just, I would specifically prefer to work directly with the factory, because they're working directly with the factory, you can customize the item, they can give you much more knowledge and information and data about the item, and it's just a long term better chance for you to succeed. Okay, so know the number of years of operation. So if you open it and you go to their profile, let's go to this one again. You go to company overview, and you should see here how many years they're in business. They give you all, okay, so you're established 2012. So there are 8 years in business. But if you see like a company that is like started 2021, this is something that is important, to check. Let's check about these people, these this hairdressing, for example. They're also in business since 2012. So it's not a big deal, but it's something that you want to really look at and, be educated about. Know the meaning behind their certification. So again, it's not really important, especially at the beginning. Later on, or if you deal with a category that requires certificates, then it's something that you need to pay attention. But it's not something that you need to do at the initial, like test, unless it's really important, like toys. You want to make sure that they have the exact certifications. Know the location. It is important to know the location because the closer that they will be to your freight forwarder, the better. So they are located in Guangdong, China. And I think, and it's funny because when you in China, they have specific regions for specific categories of items. So for example, the hairbrushes, or you know what, electronics will be in Shenzhen. And I know that for some specific other items, shoes or wood, you have different regions. So you will see it, for example, if they all are sitting in Shenzhen and then you see a factory that is in Shanghai, like something doesn't make sense. You want to really understand it better. Know their number of employees. This is a good thing. A company with 2 or 3 employees, or compared to a company with like 100 people, it's a difference, because you will have much more resources that they can serve you, expedite your order, work on your order, make sure the quality is good. But if it's a 1 or 2 man operation, then it's a little problematic. So it's something good to check. Know if there are manufacturers or retails or in trade industry. This is something that I explained. Know what categories are their strength. Like I said, the category that they're selling the most, or really branding themselves, it's something that is very important with the reasons that I explained earlier. Collect and select. So utilize the favorite function once a potential supplier is identified. So with on exactly how to really talk with suppliers and get the best prices, I do have a training that you can go to any video that we have, click on it, go here to negotiate with Alibaba template, put your email, you put your email in exchange to this free training. And anyway, with this, when you put your email, you're subscribed to the newsletter where you get updates and notifications that I don't share here. So make sure that you follow this to get really the best message and negotiate with suppliers really to get the best prices on Alibaba. This is a powerful training that I'm using in my business, and I suggest that you do it as well. Okay, send the direct message using Alibaba contact the supplier function. So I'll show it briefly, but once you decide on an item, let's say this item, you just click on contact suppliers. Okay, you're gonna need to sign in. If you don't have an account, create one and then send them the message. You can also use the RFQ function to get more replies from suppliers. If you would like to know how to make a good RFQs to get faster replies from suppliers, you may comment below and I may create another video for it in the future. So if it's something that you're interested in, make sure you put you reply to this video with a comment that you want me to make a video about how to create a powerful RFQs on Amazon. I'm sorry, Alibaba. Analyze which suppliers rise among the rest. So things to consider. This is just briefly again in the video training that I have. You can I explain about those in more depth. But communication for me, it's really important. When I say communication is like, do the supplier reply to you quick, they are fast, or they reply to you after 3 or 4 days? If they reply to you like after to your questions after 3 or 4 days, then you send them another question, you wait another 2 days. What will happen after you place the order? If they treat you now like that with such a delay, what will happen in the future when you really need them? So communication for me, it's a something I really analyze very carefully and with big emphasis. Price, of course, the price is the most important thing in my opinion. Like you have to, it's not really maybe the most important, but it's a big factor in your decision whether to go with one or the other supplier. Quality, some suppliers will give you like different qualities, so you want to make sure that you compare apples to apples. And the MOQ, the minimum order quantity, and of course it could be negotiated, the same with the pricing. Have them send samples to compare. So if you decide, before even the decision, grab at least two suppliers that are the best in your opinion after vetting them, and order samples to your home. At the same time, from Amazon, order one or two of your competitors' products so you can compare the quality and analyze it. This is actually a step that you should do earlier in the process. When you talk with the suppliers, you want to make sure that you have your competitors from Amazon sample so you can actually tell them, oh, I like this, or I want it to be like that. Discuss if they can ship the product on their own, or you really need to find a freight forwarder. So usually I like to work with freight forwarders, but in rare cases I work with the supplier freight forwarder directly because uh different reasons. I do have a video, so we'll put a link to it down below on how when to choose really to work with your freight forwarder or with the suppliers, and I really list the reasons and in depth why and how for each option. Step number 4, making your purchase. What payment method should I use? So always make sure that you pay and you have orders that are with trade assurance protection, and you pay with your credit card, so you create this double layer of protection for yourself. And when I say double protection is that, let's say the trade insurance didn't really solve the issue and you're still out of money and you get like products that are defective, or you never got your order maybe, then you can contact your credit card and dispute the charge. Okay. um, how do you make sure that you will not get scammed? Like I told you, make sure that you deal with the reputable company. You check their profile for the first time. You talk with them. You make sure that they have trade assurance. All these things are more than enough to make sure that you will not get scammed. When will they start their production? This is something very important to really choose a supplier. Make sure that you ask them once we actually, this is something that I didn't add here. But production time, it's something that is it's crucial to really uh, choose which supplier to work with, because if one supplier tell you 10 days production comparing 30 days, I would actually pay more to have this supplier that the production time is 10 days. Why? Because maybe in your first order it doesn't really matter, but your second and third order, it's something that is super important. You might get out of stock, you want them to prepare it very quick. This is something that is very important. Step 5, inspection. So inspection, it's something that I like to do in the first few orders. Then when we build the trust and I can trust that their quality is good, I go ahead and stop with inspections. It works for me. I know it's controversial topic. Some will say you have to do it on every order. Some will say no. For me, it's working. So, I always been told that when you have something that is working, you don't really change it. But inspection is something that is important. You want to make sure that you coordinate a couple of days before the uh, scheduled production is ready, and coordinate this with inspection company and the factory. If you want me to send a couple of inspection companies recommendations, let me know in the comment section and I will reply to your comments. You want to make sure that they inspect 30 or 40 or 50 random items from the from the mass production batch, and they actually check and measure and really in-depth checking every single item there. Check and make sure that the final product is the same as what you expect it to be. So this is something that we went over. Step number 6, planning for a shipment. So if step 3 was not skipped, by now you should know if you will have your supplier ship it or they will ship it to your freight forwarder. So if you decide to ship it through your freight forwarder, you will need to have in to make sure that you have the dimensions of of each carton. How many units do you have in each carton? What is the weight for each specific carton and dimension? It's good to have. It's not really required for the actual shipment to Amazon. But actually it's required when you create the shipping plan. If you didn't enter the data for the actual item when you created the listing, you will need to enter the dimensions and the weight for each individual unit. So if you are using a packaging, you want to have your supplier measure it with, ask them to send you a picture with a ruler, the weight on a scale, and then you know what is the individual weight and dimensions for each unit. Then you want to know what is the dimensions and the weight for the carton, and what's the weight of it. Of course, they will give it to you in kilograms and in centimeters, but for Amazon, when you create a plan, you will need to convert it to pounds and to inches if you ship to Amazon US. If you ship to Europe, then centimeters, kilograms are the unit, the measurement units that they are using there as well. You also want to make sure that you have the number of cartons. Once you have the number of cartons, the individual weight and dimensions for each carton, and how many units you have in each carton, you can. And also, I forgot to mention the location where the supplier, the exact address of your supplier, so they know where to pick it from. When you have all these details, you can get quotes from freight forwarders and ask them for the price, how much it will be for the shipping. Make sure that you ask for DDP shipping, which means that the shipping is I'm sorry, the duties and customs are included in the quote that you're getting, so you don't have to deal with it and release it from customs yourself. The shipment will go smoothly directly from China to Amazon without you really have to deal with it anymore. So those are the 6 steps that I have now. Of course, I can really talk more in depth in each point that I mentioned here. If something wasn't clear or you have more questions about this process, please send your questions or have a reply in the comment section, and I will personally reply to each comment. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you didn't subscribe. It will help me grow the channel and help more people. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.